Okay, guys, welcome to Team Call Night. It is July 31st, and I'm super excited for this call. It's legit like I drank Energize, which I miss more than anything. If you come on, mute yourself. Yes, perfect. So for announcements, it's kind of the end of July because it's cut off time for East Coast. Oh, no, just kidding. We still have 3 hours. So if you're still shooting for Beat Your Best, if you're still shooting for Carter. Hi, babe. If you're shooting for Beat Your Best, if you're looking for a medal, if you are trying to hit Success Club, you still have 3 hours. So rock it. Get off this call and rock it. Hopefully that I'll give you so many tips that you'll just feel so inspired you want to send 1 million invites. Besides that, okay, legit, they're brawling.
Stop. OM good. Stop. My hair is like attacking me.
Hotel life is legit. I'm going crazy. Daddy should be home soon. So for the announcements for next month, there is the 10% off promotion for Beach Bars when somebody buys a challenge pack, which is super exciting because Beach Bars are amazing. So that's always a really good kind of upsell if you've ever been in like sales or if you did serving. It's like when you ask somebody if they want the side salad, it's like an extra little bit. It's called an upsell. But the Beach Bars are really, really good. If you haven't tried them yourselves yet, I suggest that you do. Not just because, you know, I'm trying to push product on you, but they're really great grab and go snack. I actually have to hide them from John, and he found a few, and we got in a big fight about it because he didn't tell me about them here in the hotel room. He's like, I'm not going to tell you where I found them, but I ate them. And I was like, that's really rude. I'm pregnant, and you haven't bought me any ice cream in 3 days. So I think that's really it. Those of you who are in the Diamond Dash, we're super excited. It's been kicking off really, really great. I'll talk about that kind of at the end of the call, but I'm really just proud. I'm proud to be part of this team with you guys. I'm proud to be a coach. I'm super proud. And if you guys are not in it, don't worry, you'll be in the next one, and you'll cry with us as we cry all the time. So I'm going to share my screen and just get going. This is a call that I'm going to talk a lot. I'm going to talk super fast. I'm going to use my hands. And I suggest taking a picture of the slides. I'm going to upload the slides. But if you're someone who works from their phone, this could help you because I have scripts right in there, or suggestions on what to say. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so tonight we're talking about how to invite like a boss. So I made a step-by-step on how to build the following of your tribe, start conversations, build relationships, and invite to this amazing community. Because I think when you invite to a challenge group, you're inviting to the first step of the community. It's getting them into a super positive place where they can feel safe and work on their goals and do a bunch of amazing stuff. So we'll just get going. So here are the steps. The steps to inviting. When we talk about the 4 vital behaviors, inviting is the one where you do that on your computer, right? Because being proof the products work is your own time with yourself and your growth. That goes with personal development itself. Recognizing your challengers, your coaches, people around you, your upline, your downline, it doesn't matter. Just being in that mindset of recognizing. And then inviting. Inviting is how you grow your business. If you're not inviting because you're scared, if you're not inviting because you don't want to sound salesy, if you're not inviting because of 100 other things, I promise you, you're not growing a business. And I don't want you to not grow a business because you're here for a reason. You're on this team call for a reason. So the steps are, can you hear the TV behind me? Oh, you can. Okay, hold on, let me turn it down.
My mom was just been fishing for
Okay, I wonder why I use these headphones if everyone can hear behind me anyways. Okay, so I said this to, I think it was Lindsay yesterday, and so I threw the quote in my PowerPoint, that this business is a numbers game. It's a genuine loving the heck out of women, but it's still a numbers game. So you have to be genuine, you have to want to help people, but it's legit a numbers game. And I'm going to say that over and over and over, because when you come to me or your upline or your success partner or whatever, and you're like, God, I just can't make Success Club, it's probably because your numbers are not high enough. So the first step in inviting is you have to follow your babes. That means, and I'm going to talk Instagram. I'm kind of done with Facebook. If you are not done with Facebook, I'm suggesting you get done with Facebook. I'm not saying you don't post on there, you don't like engage with people on Facebook, but I would suggest strongly that you mainly focus building your business on Instagram. So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight strictly. So you're going to follow your babes. When I say your babes, I mean like, I am a special ed teacher, mom of 3 from New England. My tribe of people are going to look a lot different than, you know, Erica's tribe, who she is in a different place in her life. That doesn't mean that we're not women and we're not going to have some crossover on things we like, but I'm going to follow people who I ultimately wish they were my best friend. Then I'm going to start a conversation with them if they choose to follow me back. I'm going to build and foster that relationship. I'm going to invite them, and then I'm going to follow up with them, and then I'm going to follow up with them again, and then I'm going to follow up with them again, and then I'm going to follow up with them again, because this business is like 98% follow-up. So let's talk about how you do that. So the first, I'm trying to minimize my thing. What you're going to do is when you sit down for what we call a power hour, or when you're tracking your work every day or for the week or however you want to break it up. Carter, can you help your sister, please? You're going to search. So I drew this really large arrow up to the search bar on my actual Instagram page. And you're going to find your best friends. Whoever you think your best friends are going to be, I want you to, that is what you're hunting for. You're searching for your future tribe, your future people who are going to fill your challenge groups, not because you're searching for people who need to lose weight or who openly say, I have digestive issues, or I want to work out, hashtag I want to work out from home. No, you're going to just find people who you genuinely would want to spend your extra time with. And ultimately, then your coaches, who are your team, who when we build this and we're doing retreats, guys, we want to be with the coolest people on the block. And so you're going to search your future best friends. How are you going to do that? So you're going to go in the search bar and you're going to do hashtag wherever you are currently in your life. And Bonnie Engel spoke to this on the Summit stage. And she talked about, you know, talking to your audience where you are in life right now. Yes, sometimes we're going to reference where we were before Beachbody, and we're going to reference like our dreams and our goals moving forward, but ultimately you need to talk to where you are in this stage of life right now. So I am in the I'm too pregnant for my liking stage, and then I'm going to be I'm covered in poop stage. And that's okay that my stage is different than someone else's stage, because when I make posts, when I'm talking and I'm making a post, my tribe is my followers, and they're going to be like, oh, get that girl. I get it. You have poop on your elbow and you didn't know? Check. Like it, love it, comment, whatever. So get specific about who you are. Big hashtags that I go through and I search are 3 years old, because that's how old my son is. So instead of searching like toddler life that has like, I don't know, 3 million posts in there, because what you'll do is you'll go into that search bar and you'll hit the hashtag symbol, and then you'll put in whatever you want, and it will bring up hashtags. You know, you can search the really, really, really big ones, but they're really, really, really big, and it might be hard to filter who's not has a huge blog, not who already has an MLM working, like you know, the million other ones that are out there. And so you want to get really specific. So the toddler life one is like really big. Toddlers are assholes are pretty big. I search that one a lot. But there's, you know, 3-year-olds, I search Cammie's specific months. So when you have a firstborn baby, it's really great those first like 18 months. Hashtag 17 months, hashtag 16 months. I've been doing hashtag fun in the sun a lot because it's like a summer one that's not really, really big. I don't even know if Mac photo shoot was a thing, but Brenna likes makeup, and I was trying to think of what Brenna would search, which is probably 100% not that, but I was trying to give you variety, because if I only gave you toddler examples, you would be bored. So I put beagle lover, because if you are a dog mom, don't just do hashtag search dog mom, because a million coaches out there are doing dog mom. You want to be specific on your kind of dog. I don't have a dog, so my uncle's dog is a beagle, so I did a beagle. Like, I'm lame. But, you know, I know people have very specific dogs that they like, and they get really into that. So you want to search those things and find your tribe. Carter, Eric, Alfred, sit down. Okay, here's my pro tip. If you are searching 21 Day Fix, Coach Life, Shakeology, Boss Babes, Join Me, Fit Mom, Lift 4, you're going to find other coaches. It is totally normal in the beginning of your business to search those things and to tag those things, but only coaches do that because ultimately we're trying to find people who don't know about these products, and we're trying to help them. So don't do that. And if you're tagging, oh, it cut off. If you're tagging your photos like that, coaches are going to find you and add you. And that's why you message me and you say, I'm only finding coaches. Well, it's because you have to be really specific. Now, this is super trial and error, so don't beat yourself up if you're like, oh my gosh, this has been happening to me, I'm so stupid. Don't be stupid. Literally, for the first 2 years of my business, I took a picture every day with the Shakeology bottle next to my face. So we can all come back from things. But you want to, now that you know this tip, not do that. So continuing following. Oh, Cammie. So what you're going to do is you're going to search the hashtag. You're going to scroll and find a babe that looks like would be your people, you know, like your best friend. And then you're going to go through. So like this is one I found yesterday that I liked and did a bunch of people from there. Cammie has the sass of like John and I always joke that like she's like 2 going on 20 or 2 going on 13. So I searched that hashtag and it actually was one. Now there's 24,000 posts, which is still a lot. There were a lot of blogs in here. There were other coaches, but that's okay because I can follow who I want. So I scroll through and I found some babes. And what I do is when I want to follow somebody, I personally look for somebody who has about 1,000 followers or less, because my babe is a mom who isn't building a social media business. So really, you don't really know, someone's not really following you, you know, unless you're doing unless you're just naturally super hilarious, which I have found a few of those. But so I like and comment on 3 of their posts, and then I follow them, and then I move on to the next one. So 4 out of 10 usually follow me back, and that's kind of a generous thing, and that does waver. So if I, you know, let's say in a week, I follow 100 new babes on Instagram, about only 40 of them are going to follow me back. So I suggest that you not check off on your to-do list that you're done your follows when you just do 3, because the chances of them all following you back are pretty slim. There's 13 things in the chat. If anything is super important, will someone just like raise their hand? But if you guys are just talking, continue. But I just can't read and talk at the same time. So after I do my follows, I go in and I do my Hey Girl messages. So Hey Girl messages are something that I don't struggle with. Everyone struggles with different things. I rock at a Hey Girl message because I can talk to anybody, everybody, all the time when I'm behind a computer. So what I do is how I explained is that sometimes people don't follow you back, right? So I don't write their name down at all. I don't write your name down until you follow me back. It's not that I don't care about you, but if you're not interested in me and what I have to say and what my Instagram is about, then I'm not going to waste my time even writing your name down. So here are some apps here at the bottom. I don't know if this is big enough. So starting from on the bottom, starting on the left, it's called Unfollow, InstaClean, Cleaner, and Followers on this bottom row right here. And this is how you can manage your Instagram new follows. And then what you can do is unfollow people who have not followed you back. So like every Sunday you could go in and you literally check a button that says unfollow non-followers. So if they're not following you back, you don't really need to follow them, right? Because that would be, if we stick to my ratio, that's 60 people a week that are not following you back that you would just be following. So they'd be popping up on your feed and your stories, and in the nicest possible way, if you're not gonna follow me back, I love you, but goodbye. So I unfollow you. And then I go into, there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can go into your actual, right here at the top of your Instagram. I wish you could see my pointer. In my followers or following, and you just search for the people that you haven't talked to yet. And I open up a message and I refresh myself of what their page is like. If they have a kid, if they don't have a kid, are you a teacher, or are you whatever? I don't know. I refresh, and then these are actual 3 Hey Girl messages that I sent yesterday. I literally did this the slideshow as I worked so that I could have it be as legit and fresh as possible. So what I say almost every single time, because I follow a lot of moms with toddlers, is, hey girl, how are you? I love your page. Your son is so cute. How old is he? I have a 3-year-old boy. Short, sweet, move on. Hey girl, I saw you into a wedding and you look amazing. Where did you get that dress? I have a wedding in October and I want to look fab. Real life questions. Like I would always ask them a question and be super, super cheery. Be yourself. I'm not saying, like, I don't necessarily have rainbows coming out of my butt all the time. However, if someone's going to message me, I want them to be a positive influence, you know, so I'm being a positive influence for someone else. Even if it never goes anywhere, maybe I can make their day with a compliment. Hey girl, oh my God, I love your page. You're cracking me up, because this like mom was just like so truth bombing. It was so funny. I can't read it because I can't move the gallery, but it's just like, I'm also a mom of 2, almost 3, and the mom truth bombs are keeping me saying, how old are your kids? So when I'm sitting there doing my work, when I'm sitting down doing my focused invite time and I'm at my Hey Girl section, I do not count the time when they are messaging me back. So I am just sitting here busting out messages. The only way I engage with them back or I engage with a message at the same time I'm doing Hey Girl messages, is if they answer me like literally immediately. Because that would be really weird if you sent a Hey Girl message and then they answer you and then you don't answer. But if there's like a lag time of like 10 minutes or something, I don't stop what I'm doing. I am on the train. I am shooting out Hey Girl messages. So when you send a Hey Girl message, you want to write their name down, the date, and the Instagram handle. I do that here on my list. If you can see, I have a whole section of Hey Girl. What I do is this opens up into, like it would open up down and you would see all my Hey Girl messages. That's just a screenshot though, so I can't do it. If you did 5 a day for 5 days a week, if that's how often you worked, that would be 100 a month. But I'm going to tell you that if you can do more, I suggest you do more. And we're going to talk about that why. And then I just already said that. Okay, now let's get to the invite. So you're going to go, okay, so you have to work from a list, right? And I'm going to pull it up. So here is my legit list. I use Google Streak. We're not going to talk about funnel tonight. I'm going to post the I'm going to post a training from Melanie Mitchell on how to set it up. These are my sections. This is just what I do. Everyone probably does it different, but this is what I do. So when I start messaging them is when I put them in my Hey Girl message, right? So here, let me open up my Hey Girl messages. Oh, hey, here all they are. I've been really hustling. So I have my name, it automatically says, hey girl, it does that for you. Their Instagram handle, and then the date I talked to them. So what I did, so if I was working right now and I was sending out my hey girls, I would be like, hey Sierra, blah, 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 hey girl, you know, and I'd like write her stuff down and I'd put the date, and I made fake ones just so I can show you. So I have Madison, Sierra, Brenna, Jane, Sarah. I didn't put Susie because I'm so lame, but here are what, you know, it kind of looks like. So what I would do here is then when I move on, okay, you guys, you're gonna move on quick, is I do the last, I sort it, and I go to my list. So the earliest person I talk to, because I've been working my funnel pretty hard, is July 16th. I'm gonna go in to Carly R, who's Carl's 8, and I'm gonna pull up our messages. If her and I engaged in a conversation back and forth, I'm gonna send her an invite. If she wasn't really feeling me and gave me like a one-word answer, like, you know, I'm like, hey, how old is your baby? And I'm like super excited, and she's like, you know, just writes a 3 or like, you know, 12 months. Maybe she's not really feeling me. So I'm not gonna just be like, hey, you wanna join my challenge group? But I'm gonna hey girl her again, which I call building. So I'm gonna be like, whatever, like, what have you been up to this summer? You know, we've been taking the kids to the pool a lot. Does your baby like to go in the water? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up just like this and see how I can move it. I can move my girl to building. I'm not going to do it because it will do it, and then I'll lose track of her. Oh, I can do it here. So, like, let's say I was like, Sierra and I have already been talking for a while. So, but she wasn't really feeling me. So I'm going to hey girl her again. But this time I'm going to move her to building. So I'm going to pop right through my list. Bop, 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 bop. If we have talked, and I mean like you engage with me back and forth 3 times, I send an invite. I go right to it. Because if you are following me on Instagram, you know I have a message. My message is positivity, health, momhood, real life. I'm going to go right to an invite. And then if you have never answered me, so you know how you send a hey girl message and they ghost you, I'm going to move you to my 60-day follow-up list. So that's like, hey, you didn't unfollow me, but you are kind of nervous to talk to me, which is normal. I'm going to move you to my 60-day follow-up. Please look how many people I have in my 60-day follow-up list. And my list is new. This is only from April. I have almost 200 people. Most people get quiet at some point, and you need to just be okay with that. It's totally not you. It's just them. For whatever reason, life could just be really busy for them. It's not about you. It's not about you. So if we engaged back and forth, I send the same invite every single time. And if your Instagram is a business account, you can actually save your messages. So I don't save it 100%. I only put the first part of it in my Instagram scripts, but I click it and it generates half of it for me, and then I fill out the rest. So every single time I go through my hey girl messages and I bop, bop, bop down the order, I either move you to 60-day follow-up, I move you to building and send you a new message, or I invite you. I say, hey girl, I run these health and fitness, these virtual health and fitness accountability groups, and I wanted to shoot you an invite to my next one. I'm not even sure if it's your thing, but if it could be, I would so love to have another blank. And this is where I fill in how her and I connect. So are you a mom like me? Are you a teacher? Are you just like a babe who I just am obsessed with? Are you, for whatever reason, I fill that in. Let me know if it could be your thing. Super low key. Please notice I didn't mention anything. Like most people are like, I don't even know what that means. And I'm like, cool, let's talk about it. But they engaged with me. So, and then I move on to the next one. I redate it and I move to invite. And then I move to Bailey. And then I move to Brenna. And then I move to Sarah. And I just move down my list and I bop them out really, really fast. Because if you sit and you think about it, for forever, you're not going to get them done. And most of us are working in about a 1 hour period a day, right? I would say maybe 4 15-minute increments throughout the day. So you don't have time. You don't have time to wonder, oh, should I invite you? Should I not invite you? Did they engage with you? Did they talk to you? Were they positive? Invite them. You have something to offer them. It's okay if they say no. So this is a message that I just was doing with a girl. It's kind of small. That's why I suggested the, can I make, oh gosh, that's really big. That's not what I'm, no, oh God, what am I doing? I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. I'll stop. So here's what is a conversation. And this is literally how I do it. So I invite somebody and then I move on. But let's pretend that it's the next day or whatever, and I go back to my list and I check on all these messages and I see who answered me and who didn't answer me. If they ghost, I usually give it 3 days. If it says seen, but they don't answer me, I send this message right here. It says if they ghost. Hey babe, not sure if you got my last message, even though I know they got it because it said seen, but I always give people the benefit of the doubt because I'm not a rude bee. Not sure if you got my last message, but I just wanted you to know, zero pressure. I'd love to have you anytime. I run a group every single month. And most of the time, 50% of the time of those people, they'll answer me and be like, oh my God, life got crazy. And they'll either say like, not my thing, or thanks for like kind of like just a polite no, like go away from me. Or they'll be like, oh my God, I opened it and shut it. What is it all about? And then sometimes people just still ghost me. If they ghost or they say something like no thanks, I move them to my 60-day follow-up list. Most of the time, people are like, tell me more about, they'll say something along the lines of tell me more about it. Like this girl right here, I sent the invite, you can see it up top, and then I asked her how Guam was because she went to Guam, so obviously I'm going to ask that. And then she said, what is it exactly? So first, breathe. Because when you're new and you're like, oh my God, somebody wants to join my challenge group, right, Carter? You're so excited. Usually you are like, oh my God, we're gonna give you this and it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna be best friends and you're gonna like lose all this weight, and that's what you want to say. But obviously you're not gonna say that because you're gonna breathe. You're gonna like go get a drink of water, and then you're gonna come back. And okay, so in this message, it was the best example I could find that was recent. But we are talking about Guam in the beginning, so you have to kind of like ignore that. And so I say, okay, so I host these virtual accountability groups where we use the group to stick to healthy daily habits. And then I always ask, what are some of your health and fitness goals? Because when I go into this conversation, if you go in trying to push lift 4, they're like, girl, you don't even know me. Like, why are you trying to push this on me? I could hate powerlifting. So I say, what are some of your health and fitness goals? And then, so she goes into it and she goes, well, I just want to lose, most of the time people are just like, I just want to lose weight. They're pretty vague about their number and stuff like that. But she said, I need to just lose weight. I gained so much. Eating nothing but plant-based foods, and she wants to weigh 140 pounds. And I said, oh my God, I love that. So I'm always sounding super excited. And just like super excited for their goals. I'm super excited that they want to join a challenge group. I'm super excited all the time. And even when they say no, I'm still super excited because that's what gets people to come back later because they know I'm not just about the sale. And I always ask, what do you struggle the most with nutrition? Because this is how I plug in Shakeology. And she says, carbs. They're the worst thing ever invented. So when you're talking to someone, relate your story. I also like carbs. So I said here, ha ha ha, agreed. In Mean Girls, when she just eats the whole thing of bread, yeah, that's me. Because I also love carbs. And so we relate. She laughs. Give me a whole bag of Mexican bread with the hands up. And then, like, we're just talking. If this is your new best friend, because we want all these babes to be our new best friends, you would have a conversation with them. You would laugh. You would have fun. So I said the thing, and then I say, what, Carter? Yeah, great, baby, it's a boat. What I always say next is somehow I relate it back to Shakeology, and so I say the thing that's helped me most to stick to my healthy habits has in the groups, the babes in my group is Shakeology, and you can't cut off. But I said, have you heard of it? I always say, have you heard of it? A lot of times, if people have been watching my story, they'll be like, well, I see you do your bump shake, and I'll be like, yeah, I do that. Or like they'll say, well, I've seen you talk about it, but I have no idea what it is. And I'll say, okay, well, I could try to explain it, but I have this 3-minute video. Do you just want me to send that to you? Because they're way better at it. And she's like, yeah, sure. And so I send it. That is how I start talking about it. So relate to them. Ask them questions. What are their goals? What do they struggle with? Write this down. I didn't put it on the slide, but the best book is GoPro. And they talk about using third-party tools. And so that's why, if you can see here, I sent them a video of what Shakeology is. Because you're acting, remember, you didn't create Shakeology. If somebody doesn't want to do it, you're not like, you can't be personally offended. You did not invent this. If somebody doesn't want to do 80-Day Obsession because they hate Autumn Calabrese, you can't be upset. You're not Autumn Calabrese. But what you can do is share things that have worked for you and the girls in your group and or on your team. Using other people's stories to help you connect with people are okay, and have that tell the story, and then you just be the person that recommended it. And they like you because they're following you and they are totally jamming off your, Instagram stories or your posts or whatever. They like you. So you're just recommending a product just like someone would recommend a movie. So use those third-party tools. And then I say something like I'll follow up tomorrow. Watch that and tomorrow, or whatever. Because most of the time people do not watch it right away. They think that it's going to be like a 15-minute video, even though every single time I say it's a 3-minute video. So I'll be like, okay, I'll follow up with you tomorrow or in 2 days or after the weekend, it depends on what it is. So this is a different girl that I sent the Lift 4 video. So if you remember in my funnel or my list, I have different stages of my follow-up. So here I have invited. So this is just that I sent the invite. Then I move them to follow-up info when they want a little bit more info. So they will tell me about it. And then interest in the group. So I kind of, so when I'm going through my list, when I'm working my to-do list, so I'm working, my BAT where it says follow up with your customers, invite new people, send new contacts. When I'm going through my list, I'm going through these different sections and I'm remembering where these people are at. Also, it helps later, and I'll show you why. So here is what I do when I follow up. So this girl, I had sent her the video of Lift 4 because she said she wants to work out she legit made a joke that she only wants to work out 4 days a week and get amazing results. And I was like, God, are you handing me something? Because we just got a Lift 4 program. Did she buy? No, but we had a great conversation and it actually went really, really well. So I figured I'd share this one. So I said, hey babe, what did you like about the program? So Brenna was really good and reminded me about this 2 weeks ago, that not just to say what did you think about it, but what did you like about it? Be specific. So, and then she said, I thought it looked really interesting. I definitely like the idea that it's only 4 days a week. And then we go back and forth. I don't know if I should read this whole thing. That's kind of boring. But, then I asked that question that I tell you I always ask. I said, so what's your biggest struggle with nutrition? And she would say consistency with healthy food. And remember, you have to think in the back of your mind, all the things we have to offer in a challenge group. We offer solutions, we offer support, we offer consistency, we offer tribe. So whatever they say they struggle with, we have an answer for it. You just have to know what they struggle with. You can't assume. Hi. Because just because you struggle with working out or liking to work out, or okay, baby, Alice, I'm sorry, doesn't mean that everybody does. So she straight up says consistency with healthy food. So I can be like, oh my God, if I let my guard down, it's all over. But the biggest thing that's helped me in the babes in my group is Shakeology. Have you heard it before? So notice that I'm saying the same thing, but I'm still engaging with them very specifically. She knew a little bit about it. And then we talked about it. So the biggest thing that's going to come up, right, is price. That's what everyone avoids. Please don't ask me how much it is. Just tell me you're going to order. But that doesn't happen, and don't be scared of the price. So she says, are the shakes affordable? And I'm straight up. I'm like, well, they're a very particular health supplement for your digestive tract. And it kind of cut off. But I said, if you think that Shakeology is equal to a protein powder at the grocery store, you're going to be like, oh my God, $4 a day, that's so much. But if you think of it as 77 superfoods, all the amino acids your body needs, and that digestive magic that we all need, and it covers a meal, then you're solid. And then she said, honestly, it's not that much different than buying a $4 iced coffee, except that it's better for you. Oh my God. So this girl is kind of perfect, you know, like she like answered like a coach. This doesn't always happen, but it really does happen more than you think if you present it as amazing as it is. Don't be afraid of this product. And if you are struggling with Shakeology and how to talk about it, that's a different training. But don't be afraid to talk about this amazing product that has changed your life, my life, everybody. And if someone says they struggle with digestive issues, you can use my story. If you know, it helped them lose weight when they were stuck, you can use their story. You don't have to just focus on your story. Use each other's stories to help talk about the products. So basically, you know, I said exactly, has some natural energy properties, and honestly, I swap it out for my coffee most days. You know, how much is a bag in total? And then we go into the price. It cut off here again. I'm sorry, guys. And she's like, well, that's super cool that there's discounts. And I always present the discount. Not many people jump on it right away. I'm working on that, but I present it so at least they know that if they get it and they like it, they can get a discount later. I'm super interested in all the Beachbody products. I'm just not sure if I can afford it at this time. Blah, 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 blah. And then we kind of end the conversation, but I have her in my funnel as she's interested in a group. So that's all you can do, is talk to as many people as possible. You can just handle their objections. Don't be scared of their objections. Don't be scared of their questions. If they have questions, then they're interested. That's good. That's good. Even if they do not buy right now, and this girl did not buy. We even got her talking about coaching because she went to school for a bunch of stuff, and then she fell off the face of the earth. And it happens every day. So when they, okay, wait, what did you do? Sorry, lost my train of thought. Okay, so then I always ask them permission. So as we're talking, you know, what are your goals? What do you struggle with nutrition? I always ask permission. Can I send you this? Can I send you Can I send you a video about this? Can I send you an invite about the challenge pack, about how it all comes together at a discounted price for that $160? And then they almost always say yes. And then you write their name down to follow up in a day or two or whatever you do. And then you keep it going. Then when you get to the end, you send, okay, would you like me to send you the link so you can get it and snag a spot in my group? And then this is where people do it or don't. And if at any point in this conversation, well, if you get pretty far in it, I always just move them to my long-term follow-up. So these are babes who are interested. They have to save for their paycheck, or they just are traveling right now. I mean, raise your hand if you got I'm out of town so much in August. I wish I could join your group, but it's just not a good time. All summer, right? July is just you're oh, I'm so happy for you that you're traveling, right? You're smiling for them, but you're oh my God, if one person says this, why am I not on vacation? So, I mean, it's a long-term follow-up. Or maybe they say a specific day. I actually have a girl who gave me a specific day to follow her up, and that was very specific, which I appreciate because I put it on my calendar. So then when what I said in the beginning is you invite them, and then you follow up with them, and then you follow up with them again and again and again and again, is because people are not ready to join a challenge group most of the time on the first invite. So that's why when I say, if they engaged with me, if they're watching my stories, I invite them, because let's get this over with. Let's get this part over with, because you're going to say no to me, which is totally okay and normal. And then eventually we're going to get there. But we have a long time to be friends here where we're going to talk about it. So, oh, this kind of cut off too. So what I do is when I'm in my long-term follow-up section is when I go through and, you know, if someone said a specific time or, you know, follow up in a few months or something like that, what I do is I send them a different kind of invite. If I've already sent you an invite, I don't send you the exact same one. What I just did, and I had it saved in my Instagram little script thingies, is, hey, I just opened my enrollment for the August accountability group, and I wanted to invite you to snag a spot. I know in blank, and I fill in, because I'm keeping it super personal, like I know when I invited you in April, it was a really busy time, but I wanted to offer you one of the spots. What do you think? That's what I say every single time. So remember, I posted this the other day because Brigitte posted it. I wasn't like original about it. But you know, 2% of the sales are made on the first contact. 3% of them are made on the second contact, 5% on the third, 10% on the fourth, and 80% of them are made from the 5th to the 12th. And so think about it. How long did it take you to join the team? How long did it take you to join a challenge group? Because most of you, if you're mine, and I'm looking at your face right now, I know that it was not the first month. So please do not get discouraged when you're like, okay, you know, like nobody's joining my challenge group, nobody's doing it. It's because you're trying to think of them as doing something on your timeline, and nobody knows about Success Club. Nobody knows about that you're trying to fill up your accountability group. And so it's a numbers game, right? Remember I said that? So if you're not making Success Club, you need to back it all the way up to your beginning, and you need to follow more babes. And then you need to start way more conversations. Because please look at my list here. This is my true active list right now. I have 197 people in my 60-day follow-up. I have 186 active Hey Girl messages that I have sent out, 27 building messages, and 25 invites, 9 follow-up with info, 8 interested in a group, and then 64 long-term follow-up. So please notice how it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So if you send out 3 Hey Girl messages, there is no guarantee that all 3 of those are going to answer you. And there's no guarantee that all 3 of them are going to make it to an invite. So you need to plan that accordingly. You need to feel out your list as you're going through. So, and then, you know, my tip is that most of us don't invite because we're nervous, right? We don't want to sound salesy. We don't want to sound, well, I know that they're really busy right now, so I don't want to bother them with this. That's your fear. That's not what they're thinking about. If you keep this light and exciting, and you remember the community and what kind of gift that this is Team Forward Fitness at Summit. And next year, we're going to have a big picture of all of us about our specific little tribe. And our tribe is going to grow, and we're going to grow, and we're going to grow. And that's what I wanted to talk about with the Diamond Dash, is that yesterday, the girls in the Diamond Dash told their stories of how they got started with Beachbody. Mind you, most of these coaches are new emeralds. Nobody is like a 15-star. So their stories are pretty new. And we're all crying listening to each other's stories because their lives were changed. They found themselves in a challenge group. They found themselves in this coaching community, and they didn't even know they were lost. They didn't know that they were struggling as much. They didn't know how depressed they were. They didn't know these things until they started working on themselves, and they're so damn grateful. And if somebody didn't invite them, their path could have gone a completely different way. So remember what a gift this is. Put some gangster rap on and do it. Whatever pumps you up. There's in the Beachbody Champion page, which if you're not in that, you need to be in it. They do a training like every single day from like top coaches in the network. It's kind of like a national wake-up call every single day in regards to training. And there's this one from like 2017. Her name's Haley. She's really cool. Wesleyan on our team is obsessed with her. We actually saw her go into a bar in where were we? Where were we? Wherever we were for Summit. I don't even know. It was a really shitty bar area.
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis was wicked shitty bars. And I was pregnant, and I can still say that. We saw her go in, so we had to go into this bar, and then she left. It was very upsetting. But she is really awesome, and she has incredible anxiety. And she says that she puts on gangster apps, so she feels super badass, and she can invite a bunch of people at once. But you have to remember what a gift this is. You have to remember that you're reaching out to your future best friend. You have to remember, I have met most of you in real life in regards to my personally sponsored coaches, or like we've been connected on Facebook for a long time because we went to high school together or something like that. But like just on this call, I just scrolled down really fast. Like Lindsay and I have never met. And I think she's probably one of the coolest human beings in the entire world. And her Instagram stories make me laugh all day, every day. And I get to be friends with her now, like on my team. Like it is so cool. And and then, some of you guys, I obviously haven't met because this is how we spread out and we hold hands and we reach more people. But I can't wait to meet you because we get on these team calls and you say these funny things and we do trainings, or like you post funny, the freaking, what are they called? The GIFs. You post like the really, really funny ones, and I just love it. And so please remember that it's really not about you. And if you think about it's about you, then you're getting too much in your head. So stop, just do it. And that's why if you took pictures of this and you're reviewing it later, most of the time I just said, do it and move on, do it and move on, do it, move on. Kimmy Ann. So when you're doing your business activity tracker or you're doing your funnel or however you do your business, and that's not what this training was about. So I didn't want to spend time on that. We have great funnel trainings. We have great, lots of trainings on that, or tracking your business, just the business activity tracker from the back office, guys. It says what to do every single day to have a successful business. When you're checking these things off, you truly have to check all of them off. And if you're someone who's like, I'm not going to lie to you, as long as your numbers come out at the end of the week equal, I think it's good, because some people are like, for me, I can shoot out a lot of hey girl messages at one time. So I can bop, 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 hey girl, and then the next do a bunch of invites because I'm doing the same repetitive motion. But when I'm super, super busy, I try to do a little bit of all of it, because if not, then I end up not inviting for like 5 days or something, or I end up not following up with someone. So use the tools. I don't want to tell you it's easy to invite, but I do want to tell you it's simple. And the only reason it's overcomplicating is because you're overcomplicating it. You're getting in your own head, and you're avoiding it. But I think that was all I had to say. Brenna, you have the floor.
Sorry, I just wanted to go off of what Sam was saying. First of all, Indianapolis, Westland and I loved the bars in Indianapolis. Okay.
Not at first. Then you had a lot of drinks, and then you did.
People love the bars in Indianapolis. Okay, I'm just saying, we had a great time. I made besties for life.
She did. She really did.
Booty B and I are friends on Snapchat.
No, this one girl was twerking and was teaching Brenna, and it was awesome. So next year you can look all forward to that, because I won't be pregnant.
I'm prepared for that, because it is going to happen again, I'm sure. But
100%.
That was my first thing. I didn't raise my hand just for that reason. But my second thing was that I wanted to go off of what Sam was saying, in the sense of, I think a lot of times with inviting can be very intimidating, because, and this is just kind of going off of also what I asked all the girls in the Diamond Dash today to tell me what the thing is they struggle with the most, or that they're afraid of the most. And one of the biggest things was inviting and sounding salesy or feeling uncomfortable with that, or being annoying or like irritating people. So the first thing I want to say about that, off of kind of what Sam was saying, is that when you're talking about your best friends on the team, when you're best friends, you're building this team, right? Are they going to be the people who are going to find you annoying? Probably not, right? They're the people who are secretly stalking you like we do to other people. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with this girl. Did you see her outfit yesterday? It was so, whatever it is, okay? We all do it. And that's you for somebody, right? So, and the people who don't like you or who aren't about you and you're not their jam, they'll just unfollow you just like you do other people. It's not a personal attack. It's just like, if you don't like dancing in the middle of the day, you're not going to like who I am. Like, if I have any sort of energize or alcohol, I will be dancing, period, point blank. If you don't enjoy that, don't follow me, right? So we're not going to be besties. I'm not going to hang out with you on team calls and enjoy you as a person. So that's the first thing. People who love you and embrace you will follow you. They will be obsessed with you, and you will not be annoying them. Just like I hope the coach who brought you here was probably posting a lot of the same things. And did they annoy you? Probably not. And on top of that, when you're inviting somebody, if you're annoying them, they will just move past. But on top of all of that, outside of the annoying part, when you came to this business, when you found this opportunity, in some way, shape, or form, you became connected to this bigger community. You felt like your life was changing in some way for the better. And if someone hadn't invited you to that, where would you be today? So rather than looking at it as you're being an annoying salesperson, I really want to challenge you to look at it as like Sam said, you're inviting your tribe to change their life like you have, and to be a part of something way better, who can go see the twerking in Indianapolis. Like, you don't get to do that without being a big part of this community. So all of that being said, I really hope that, I know inviting is scary, but if you don't invite somebody, they're never going to get the opportunity to be on these amazing team calls. They're never going to get the opportunity to get to know you as a coach or as a person. And on top of that, most people, if they don't want to talk to you, they won't. So if you're inviting somebody, I would say out of the Success Club, I'm at 8 this month, 8 or 10. 3 of those people were people I did not invite this month.
Yeah.
These are people who I've invited in the past, who are on whatever list at this point, and who I've never even spoken to, who are just creeping on me and reached out to me and wanted to join. But it takes time for that to happen, for that momentum for people, and that's that consistency. It's that people need to know when they think of, oh, I need to lose weight, I need to hit up Sierra. Oh, I'm trying to get a bigger butt, I need to call Wes. Like, whoever it is that goes off that ding in their head saying, I know that she's going to be the one to help me. So it's not about being annoying. It's about showing that you're going to be there, you're going to be consistent, and that when they come to reach out to you, which they will, and when they do, you will be there to help them. And they need to see that over time. So that was just the tidbit I had to go off of, because Sam, you're talking about something so important, and inviting is so important, and it's so intimidating initially. But when you change your mindset and you understand where it's coming from, like you said, it is a gift. But also, like, wouldn't you be sad if you weren't here today, is how I look at it. Like, if Sam hadn't been posting all of her pics all the time to the point where I'm asking Jeff to buy me a challenge pack, literally pissing him off to no end, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And like what my life would be like right now if I wasn't. So I just want to reiterate what she's saying and add that full circle for you guys, for thinking about how you're feeling about it. And over time it gets easier. When I have girls messaging me saying I lost 50 pounds, I don't care if I'm annoying this random person. I'm helping somebody lose 50 pounds and change their life. So if you're not my tribe, that's okay, because she is, and she's doing the work, and it's freaking amazing. And it makes me feel like I'm changing the world. So that's the other piece. Sorry, my house is freezing. It's 100 degrees outside.
You're so funny with your cold all the time. So really fast, what I was going to say is that people ask me a lot, well, when is our next challenge group? When should I start inviting to it? Every day. You are going to invite to your next challenge group every single day, because it takes forever. If you're going to have a real genuine conversation about someone spending $160, I promise you it's not going to take 3 days. So, I mean, great if it does take 3 days, like, I'm super excited for you, but 95% of the time, these conversations are taking, honestly, 2 to 3 weeks for me. Especially if you start increasing your numbers. Like, I don't get to everybody right away. And then I like to sometimes act super busy around the time when I announce a challenge group. And then I literally am like, no, legit. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've been busy setting up my group. Like, I just, like, I don't know. I just act. I mean, I was busy doing that, but like, I just share it. So really fast, I wanted to show also on Streak. I'm not trying to sell you on Streak. I don't really however you want to track your business. I don't care. You just need to be tracking your business. But I just wanted to show you somebody really fast who, hi, yes. Okay. So when I go into Streak, no, that's not a good example. Yes, babe. Yeah, ta-da. So if you look really fast, I originally, Hey Girl messaged Megan 3 months ago, and it tells me, it tracks it for me. And then I moved her to building, and then I moved her to invite, and then I moved her to long-term follow-up, and then she moved into challenge group. So if you want to see how long it takes to make success, not that, if you hustle, trust me, you can find 3 people you can find 3 people every single month. I'm not saying that, but I just mean that a lot of your challengers that are a little bit not easier because you've already had these conversations. So her and I talked about all the prices and all that stuff 2 months ago. So when I long-term followed up with her, I just let her know, hey, I'm starting up another group. I know I did exactly what I told you I did. I promise I'm not lying. I said, hey, it wasn't a good time in May because I care that she had something going on. And so I use that. So, and then I'm trying to find one that they really bounce around, because those are, who's a new one? Oh, Tiffany. Oh, she's good. Oh, come on. Where are one? I just wanted to show let's see here. Lindsay's in here, but she needs to be moved to the coach thing. No, see. Anyways, it just tracks it for you. So if you can see, oh, here we go. Hey girl, I invited her. Interested in a group, long-term follow-up. Interested in a group, long-term follow-up, then a challenger. So how many times did I have to follow up with her until she bought Shakeology? It just takes a long time. So invite daily. Invite like a boss. Don't be scared. Don't you want people on this call who are your people? Because you guys are all my people. But then you're going to have your own little mini your people, and you're going to be so proud of them. It's really cool when you bring people onto the team call. I mean, I know this is so lame, but how I coach, I cry when Brenna does stuff. I cry when Madison and Brianna get in the Diamond Dash and they tell their stories. And then I watch Sierra, and then I'm grandmom happy for Sierra because she's Brenna's, baby. And so then it's you're just super proud of these people, and it's so cool. So invite them and know that you're girl, we just cry for each other all the time. So anyways, that's it. I'm going to stop recording because we're at 1 hour. I want to honor your time, and I'm going to just I'll stop recording. If anyone